Hello everyone, this is Qiuvox. In this video, I will walk you through everything that you should know about the Magicka Nightblade in the Firesong patch. Basically, I was kinda fan of this build and I wanted to try it out on another toon. And as you can see, this is the result kinda, and it is still not fully buffed. I'm missing some light attacks and some buffs from other people as well, and I was just doing solo in here. So this build, this PvE setup for Magicka Nightblade focuses on the 4-man content and for the solo plays, and I will walk you through everything, like literally everything that you need to know, and alternates as well. So if you are ready, click subscribe and turn on the bell to be notified when I upload a video. So let's just straight jump into the video. The first up is the character stats, and if we go here we have 64 into health. As usual, that you may know that I like to run the Thracian and it is just crazy. So we have 24.5k maximum health and 24.9k maximum Magicka with 1.6k magic recovery and 6000 spell damage, 67.2% spell crit with of course the potion. So if I pop up the potion again, you can see 67.2% and 10k spell penetration. This is awesome. Alright, so you will always be at the cap of it. We have the Food of Clockwork and we have the Thief Mundus Stone. The food may be kinda expensive. And also, as you can see, the 50 stack of the Thracian, you get like 1k plus weapon and spell damage from it. And the potion that we do run is just regular spell damage crit and magic recovery potion right here. About the item sets, the first set is the Order Thread. There's an alternate for it as well. The Order Thread basically does give you crit damage and crit healing by 8%. Alternatively, if you want min-max, you can run the Rock Grove set that is called Sulzan, and it will give you around 12% crit for 30 seconds. So this set is just more accessible, and since being a craft set, it is just more accessible for a lot of people, so you don't need to farm any trial or something like this. So we have double dagger for the crit purposes, one learned, one charged, one is flame, and the other one is the poison glyph. And on the back bar we have Yemei Inferno with the Infuse and Berserking glyph to get weapon and spell damage 452, and to buff our blockade as well on our back bar. And we have 3 jewels of the Order Thread, all of them bloodthirsty with the spell damage glyph on them. So this is the 5 piece of the Order Thread. So you can replace them, as I said, with the Sulzan to get 4% more crit damage and then little bit crit chance. But we do have Slime Crow here, and you get a 771 crit chance from it with the Divines and the maximum magic, that is a light armor as well. And then our mythic, as I said, is the Thracian Stranglers, that is also Divines with the max magic glyph. The reason that we do have attribute 64 into attribute is you can see like it reduces your health by 6000 when fully buffed. So you just proc it when you do the killing blow on the enemies. So you get a stack for each kill. And then the next set is the Mechanical Acuity. Back in the day it was so famous, and it seems like it is becoming famous again, especially for some fast trials like VCR or Asylum hard modes. It has just been popular nowadays, and yet still this build is not completely trial build. you can still very much run Acuity everywhere. But this build, as I said, focuses on the farm content and the solo play. So Acuity gives you basically stun, magic, weapon and spell damage, and on the 5th one you get 100% crit chance additionally, as long as you do not do crit damage, you hit white color, and then you're gonna get 1 stack, and at 5 stacks you basically reach to 100% crit chance plus your own crit. So you will get like 110, 120, etc., something like that. So we have chest, shoulders, waist, leg, and the shoes, all of them divine light armor, and this is also being craftable, making this build very cheap and very accessible for everyone as well. And all of them enhanced with the maximum magic. So there's no alternate for the Acuity or the Slime Crow or the Thracian Stranglers. The only alternate that you can do is the Order Threat in this build, and this is it. You need to run Inferno stuff on the back bar due to lack of the AoE damage. You can still try to run the VMA 200 by the way, but I do not suggest that in this setup. And the skills. Our front bar is the power extraction. It is very powerful on the PvP and it is also powerful in the PvE as well. When you hit to the enemy, it will deal disease damage to all enemies around you for 8 meters, and you get major brutality and sorcery and minor coverage, increasing your weapon and spell damage by 20% and 215 for 30 seconds. And then when you hit to the enemy, you debuff them, reduce their weapon and spell damage by 215 for 7 seconds too, so this makes this skill is kinda OP for Nightblades. The second skill is Merciless Resolve. It has a 40-second duration, and every light and heavy attack will give you a stack, which will also give you 60 weapon and spell damage for each, up to 5 stacks. And while it is up, and when you have the 5 stacks, it will turn the skill into the Assassin's Will, and you can deal 18k magic damage and heals for 50% of the damage dealt if you are within melee range. So the melee range is 7 meters, just so you know. So you can understand that concealed weapon from concealed weapon skill. So it is 5 meters, but the melee range considered as 7 meters. The third skill is a Twisting Path. You may think like why I did put this on the front bar, because of the maximum health buff from here, the Dark Vigor. I don't want it to very much make a difference on my back bar and the front bar. So I did ended up putting the Twisting Path on my front bar to kind of balance it. So it is an AoE, gives you speed, and then it deals magic damage every second in the area. And the Impale. I don't want to run the Killer's Blade, although Killer's Blade deals starts to execute from 50%. I still don't think that this is very powerful, because the Impale, when you calculate it, Impale starts to give you 330% more damage under 25. So if you calculate the Killer's Blade until 25, and after 25 you don't get too much benefit from the Killer's Blade. So that makes the Impale is a hard hitting skill. And the spammable is the Swallow Soul. Basically you do 8.4k magic damage, and you will heal for the 38% of the damage done every 2 seconds for straight 10 seconds. So it's like 10k, 15k healing every 2 seconds as long as you run the Swallow Soul. And the ultimate is the Soul Harvest. 14.6k magic damage, and it will increase the damage against the enemy that you hit by 20% for 6 seconds. Also, it will reduce their health recovery and healing received by 16% too, which doesn't matter in the PvE situation. What we are interested in is when you put this on your bar, anytime you kill an enemy, you get 10 ultimate, so this is just amazing. On the back bar, however, you might want to change it to something else, like, for instance, you can use the Destro ulti right here. I do not run it. You can use Destro ulti, and when you are on the boss, for example, if the single target, you can run the Soul Harvest on the boss and then do 20% more damage. And when there's an ads, you can drop the Destro ulti there, and you will get a lot ultimate with the Soul Harvest as well. And the first skill on our back bar is a Dark Shade. It will stay for 22 seconds and it will deal 2.2k magic damage, and sometimes it will do a Steel Tornado from the dual wield, kinda. And it will deal 2.1k magic damage once every 2 seconds as well. The Shade attacks inflicts the minor maim to the enemy, reducing their damage done by 5% for 4 seconds. This is very good to have in a group, in any group, in PvP or in the trial, dungeon or in solo content. It is just everywhere. The Dark Shade is very powerful. But of course on the PvP you may want to run the Shadow Image, the other morph of it, which I do it on my Stun Blade. This is just insane. And we have Unstable Wall of Fire. It is just buffing our blockade to run the blockade, and deals AoE damage, and burning enemies takes 10% more damage from this ability too, and it has a chance to proc the burning since it's a fire staff on the back bar. And our crit damage, which is the reason that I don't run the Trap Beast, I just wanted to run the Channel Acceleration due to in the dungeon you want to be mobile, and for that reason I'm running the Channel Acceleration from the Psijic skill line. It is giving you Minor Force for 1 minute and Major Expedition for 12 seconds as well. And the fourth skill is a Crippling Grasp. It will deal 4.3k magic damage and additional 15k magic damage over 20 seconds. And it will immobilize them and reducing their movement speed for 30% for 4 seconds as well. And the concealed weapon, I will come into this specifically. It will slash the enemy, dealing 8.4k magic damage, and if you strike an enemy from their flank, you set them off balance. When you sneak, when you leave sneak, invisibility or major expedition ends while you are in the combat, your damage done is increased by 10% for 5 seconds. So this is very important. It is on the back bar for some reason, because on the front bar we would like to use the Swallow Soul as a spammable, and on our back bar, if you notice my bar, for example, you can see 10 seconds of major expedition. That is like a pinky running thing, and when it is just about to run out, I can just go back bar and then do skill concealed weapon, and I will get the whooping amazing 10% damage done when the major expedition ends. Also the twisting path gives you, wait, does it give you? Yeah, it does give you. Also gives you the major expedition for 3 seconds as well, and when you go out it will last for a couple of seconds, so you can also do it too. You don't need to cast channeled acceleration and wait 10 seconds just to proc it, because you are not gonna use the channeled acceleration over and over again. So what you are gonna do with the concealed weapon is using your twisting path, do damage blah blah, and then when you are out of it, you don't need to stand inside. When you are out, just go to the back bar and then where the concealed weapon is, and then you get a 10% damage down for 5 seconds. It is insane, but you need to be in the combat to work this. And when you slot this, you get also minor expedition, increasing your movement speed by 15%. So this is amazing. Also, I didn't mention it, but I am high elf. We get max magic, and then magic and stamina restore, and then you get less 5% damage when you are using an ability with a channeling. I guess we don't have any except channeled acceleration actually, and yeah, all of them is instant. So when you are doing the channeled acceleration, you get 5% less damage. And of course, I don't need to walk you through every passives right here. So just get everything like light armor, destro, dual wield, siphoning shadow, assassination, etc., etc. And our next step is the champion points. Do anything you like in the green. I'm not gonna walk you through this. In the blue one, get everything that you can afford. And then get the backstabber, 10% crit damage done while you are flanking of the enemy, behind or on the side of the enemy. You get 10% crit damage done, and 8% crit damage and crit healing done as well from the fighting finesse. It just gives you straight wherever. You don't need to stand behind or something else for this to work. So both of them is a mandatory that you will need to use them, because this setup literally focused around crit damage and the crit chance. So you need fighting finesse and the backstabber to get most out of this setup. Other two is the deadly aim. You get 6% damage down for single target attacks, and most of our skills is the single target attacks like Swallow Soul, Crippling, Concealed, or Merciless Resolve, the Shade sometimes, and all of them is a single target basically. And the other one is the Master at Arms. It increases your direct damage attacks by 6% as well, and this is the blue champion points. There's no alternate that you can do. On the red, we have 1.4k maximum health from the Boundless Vitality. Due to the fact that we running Tracing, we will want to have at least 24-25k maximum health when we do have 50 stacks of the Tracing, so we will not get one shot from some weird mechanics of the place or the dungeon, whatever. And the second one is the rejuvenation. You get 90 health, magic and stam recovery. And the third one in here is the sustained by suffering. You get health, magic and stam recovery by 150 if you are under negative effects. If you have any damage over time or bad effects on yourself, you get a 150 recovery for each. And the fourth one is the siphoning spells. We get 1.5k Magicka when you kill an enemy. So this is just straight insane, because if we pop up the potion like this, you see 1.6k mag recovery and 25k maximum magic pool. Is like not optimal, but through the champion points you just fix that issue. Even though you may think like, if we put 64 into Magicka, don't we get more damage? Yes, you do. You do get more damage if you put into Magicka. As long as you have more Magicka, you get more spell damage for each 100. But you are closing the gap and doubling it with running Tracing, so you don't wipe, and you also don't run out any Magicka, and you will not face any Magicka problem at all, because like you have kinda false cut on yourself because of the siphoning spells. The false cut set, you have it on yourself just from the champion points, and you have sustained by suffering, plus rejuvenation, plus some passives, and plus some skills as well. You get like 2k, 2.2k ish magic recovery. Also, if you have Sork in the group, or if you have healer in the group, you get way more Magicka, and that way you will not run out any Magicka, and you will get high damage by running the Tressin, basically. About the rotation, I can't exactly walk you through this, but I will say some important things what you should know about that. And the first thing is keeping up the back bar skills the whole time. The Shade, Channeled Acceleration, Blockade, and then Crippling Grasp on the enemy. And on the front bar, what you start off with using the Power Extractor, of course, and keep the Merciless Resolve up, and put the Twisting Pad as well. And then all you do is just spam Swallow Soul, and when the major expedition about to run out, you can just go out from the Twisting Pad. You just go to the back bar and get the 10% damage done from the concealed weapon. If I do it like this, you can see right now, I go to my back bar and then we just get the 10% damage done. You can like see it on the buff bars at the moment. So this is how it works, and when they are execute, you just drop the impale. After 25%, you can just straight keep the dots up all the time on the enemy, and then even drop the ulti, etc, etc, and just literally spam impale and impale on the enemy. And the fact that you have range is just crazy on that, and this is very good to have it. For this reason, this is just another reason that why I don't like to run the Killer's Blade, because it has a 5 meters range. So let's just go and let me do a crit execute. Oh my god, come on. I just wanted to do a crit execute, man. Can I do? Alright, I guess I'm not gonna do. I'm not volunteering for it. But the damage is very high about the execute and etc, etc. When you fully buff with everything like acuity, you get like a crazy damage, blah blah, and basically it is just keeping the buffs up all the time, and you can manually proc the concealed weapon 10% damage done by going out of it, the Twisting Pad as well, and that's it. Drop the Death Royalty from time to time, and if there is a boss that you are fighting, you don't need to drop the Death Royalty, just straight and must use the Soul Harvest ultimate on the front bar. So this is how it works, the setup as well itself. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, click like. If you're not subscribed yet, consider subscribing and turn on the notification bell as well when I upload the video to watch the first. And join the channel as a member to get all the benefits that channel perks has offered to you. And comment below what you think about this setup as well. And fix me if I'm wrong at some point, and please do correct me and do suggestions. I'm reading all of them. Also join our Discord as well again. And see you guys on the next one. Take care of yourself. Have fun.